Finding your next big customer can feel a whole lot like fishing. You know the fish are out there, but you need the right boat, the right bait, and the perfect spot on the lake to actually land a catch. So today, let's unpack the ultimate digital tackle box for B2B sales, the lead generation toolkit.
So let's just start with the one big question that probably keeps every business owner and sales leader up at night. How do the best companies in the world consistently find their next big client? Is it just dumb luck? Some kind of secret network? What's the secret sauce?
Well, the answer isn't magic. It's really about having a methodical process that's powered by a carefully selected set of tools. It's all about having a system, a strategy, and the right tech to make it all happen, flawlessly. Okay, let's dive right into this.
First things first, why does this matter so much? Because let's be honest, without a steady stream of new leads, a business just can't grow. This isn't just some marketing activity. For any B2B company, it is the absolute lifeline. It's the engine that drives revenue, growth, and ultimately survival.
Before we get in too deep, let's just make sure we're all on the same page. What exactly is a B2B lead? Well, to put it simply, it's any person or any organization that has kind of raised their hand, whether it's digitally or in some other way, showing they might be interested in what you're offering. They are, quite simply, a potential future customer.
Now, leads can come into your world in two basic ways. You've got your inbound leads. These are the people who find you, maybe through your awesome content or by searching online. And then you have outbound, which is where you proactively go out and find them. The thing is, a modern strategy doesn't choose one or the other. It really blends both.
Right, so you gotta understand, generating leads isn't just a single event. It's more like a journey, a structured process that guides a potential customer from being a complete stranger all the way to being a sales-ready opportunity. The best way to think about it is like a funnel.
And this funnel, it really tells the whole story. It all starts with awareness, just getting on their radar. Then you move to capture their information, maybe with something valuable like a webinar or a free guide. Next up is the absolutely crucial qualification step. You ask, is this lead actually a good fit? This is where you identify what's called a marketing qualified lead, or an MQL. And finally, the sales team jumps in to convert that hot lead into a paying customer.
Okay, now that we get the process, let's open up the toolkit itself. What are the essential pieces of tech that power this entire journey, all the way from finding a name to closing a deal?
Look, there are literally hundreds of tools out there, and it can get super overwhelming fast. So to make sense of it all, let's just boil it down to 3 core jobs. Your toolkit needs to help you find potential customers, enrich the data you have on them, and engage with them in a meaningful way. Find, enrich, engage. That's it. Simple.
All right, let's start right at the top of that funnel we just talked about. The first job is prospecting. Filling your pipeline with potential leads. This is all about identifying the right people at the right companies.
And this is where data platforms are king. Think of ZoomInfo as a giant digital phone book for businesses, mostly in North America. Cognism is pretty similar, but has a really strong reputation for its international data, especially over in Europe. And then, of course, you've got LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is just unmatched for finding the exact decision maker you need and getting a peek at their professional background.
Okay, so you have a list of names and companies. You're done, right? Not even close. The next step is to enrich that data, to turn a simple contact list into a detailed profile.
And here's why this is so critical. Enrichment is what separates a generic, easily ignored email from a highly personalized message that actually gets a response. It's all about automatically adding layers of context, things like job titles, company size, recent news. Tools like EvaBoot and Clearbit are awesome at this. They basically fill in the blanks so your sales team can have much smarter conversations.
So, you've found them. You know who they are. Now it's time to actually talk to them. This final set of tools is all about managing your communication, tracking every interaction, and building those relationships at scale.
This is the world of the CRM, the Customer Relationship Management Platform. You've got these amazing all-in-one platforms like HubSpot, which is famous for being incredibly user-friendly, especially for small to medium businesses. Then there's the giant, Salesforce. It's the industry standard for huge companies that need deep customization. And you also have tools like Zendesk Sell, which are laser-focused on making the sales team's workflow as smooth and productive as possible. They all basically act as the central brain for your sales operations. Look, having a toolbox full of shiny new tools is great, but they're pretty useless without a blueprint. So let's talk strategy. How do you actually build a lead generation system that, works? This is the question that really matters most. Because the perfect toolkit for a 10-person startup is going to be completely different from what a 10,000-person enterprise needs. So how do you choose the right tools for your specific situation?
Here it is. It's a 4-step playbook. Step 1. Define your ideal customer profile, or ICP. You have to get crystal clear on who your perfect customer is. Step 2. Map your process. What are the exact steps a lead takes to go from stranger to customer? Step 3. Select your tools. Now and only now do you start plugging in technology to make each of those steps better. And step 4, and this is non-negotiable, optimize. You have to track your results relentlessly, because what gets measured gets improved.
All right, to wrap things up, let's look over the horizon a bit. The world of sales is changing incredibly fast, and it's being driven by one major force: artificial intelligence and automation. So, what does the future of this toolkit even look like? This idea really captures the whole shift perfectly. AI isn't here to replace salespeople. No way! It's here to give them superpowers. I mean, it automates all that tedious research, it helps write personalized emails in seconds, and it can even predict which deals are most likely to close. That lets your team focus their energy where it really, really counts.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. As technology and automation get smarter and smarter handling more of the sales process, does that genuine human connection become less important? Or does it become the single most critical thing that sets you apart? Definitely something to think about.